Hi, my name is Karina Barbosa, and I'm doing the Module 6 crew discussion. So for this, I actually use the school libraries collection where I work, Westside High School in Houston, Texas, because while I teach, I also manage the library there. I have some experience using the crew method from one of my previous schools, actually, where I did a library internship with this, so I'm really excited to analyze the collection. So, interestingly enough, last year we actually received a large ESSER order of books, and so many of the library books that we have in the collection are new, and the average age of it is actually 2019. And the section I chose to focus on was the 600s, that part of the nonfiction section. My general impression of this section, based on the search of the catalog, is that this is very up to date. I know that the crew method has for this one a general 5 years from the copyright date, 3 years of circulation, and then musty. Only with a few sections like the 635s and the 690s being 10 years of copyright rather than 5. And this makes sense for this section because it's applied science and technology, and that information is constantly updating for the most part. For this section, another reason I chose it is because at the school we have several different CTE pathways, including culinary, computer science, health science, and agriculture. And out of those, at least the culinary and the agriculture and parts of the computer science pathways are covered in this Dewey classification of 600s. The main criteria I'd apply is the one in the crew method, which is the copyright date, which is 5 years, and the circulation of 3 years. And even though it's only been less than a year, really, since we've gotten all of these new ESSER books, these books have already gotten very high circulation, especially our cookbook section, because of the prominence of not just the culinary pathway, but also just the use of tons of people wanting to learn how to cook. Another thing, too, is musty. It's also a factor, but so most of the books, they are new, like I mentioned. However, the school library has existed for 23 years, so it's been interfiled with the existing stuff in the collection. And so there are still some older titles that have high circulation, and the condition of the books right now is acceptable right now, but they may need to have the spine of the book reinforced within a year, or possibly get a newer edition updated within the next 2 years. A lot of them have been superseded, especially some of them have more relevant recipe books. There's also some agriculture books that talk about farming practice, which are no longer widely used and so need to be weeded out. However, those are mostly blips as opposed to the norm. I've done weeding before, I've done the crew method before. I really like the new things I learned about in this section, especially the other acronyms, especially like relating towards DVDs. And the articles that we reference as well, especially the one about the reluctant weeder, which I really like that pun, by the way, the reluctant weeder, was really interesting to me because when I first started out working in the library, I know that I was very hesitant to do any weeding, and I recognize the importance of it now, but I know that it's something that kind of, not even after you convince yourself and you really internalize the importance of it, you also need to be able to be prepared to talk to school administrators, parents, students about it, because they might just see it as like, oh, we're throwing these books away. But there is a specific reason as to why we do this. And with that, thank you for your time. Bye.